What's up, guys? Welcome back into the YouTube channel. If you are new, thank you for stopping in. So we're testing a few different things out today, so hopefully everything goes well. I bought a little, if you guys can see it, a mic up here, so I can actually set up the camera, walk away, and you guys can still hear me talk without me screaming at the camera. But today we are going to be working on painting a car hauler trailer for my buddy Thomas. He's the one that did all the powder coating on the 98 parts for me. So instead of like me paying him and then he kind of turning around and paying me right back for obviously painting the trailer there, we figured let's just swap kind of time and labor for each other. So we're going to go ahead and get a big blue tarp, which I went to Harbor Freight bought. We're going to lay it down in this area. We'll back his trailer in here, get everything mixed up, toss it in a paint gun. I will be pulling the wheels and everything off of the trailer just so they're not getting overspraying stuff on them, because he did have those sandblasted and he repainted all those. So we'll make sure those are off. I don't know if he's got, I'm assuming he's got his lights and everything wired up. So we'll tape up all the lights. He's kind of redoing everything on this trailer. I think he bought it fairly cheap and he's just kind of making it a nice car hauler. So it doesn't have the floor or anything in it right now, which will be nice because we'll be able to hit all the cross members. I'll probably start underneath, shoot everything underneath, and then just kind of work from say the front of the trailer this direction all the way back, so I'm not dragging my hose through any of the paint. So we're going to go ahead and get the tarp laid, hook up the truck to the trailer, get the trailer back in here, and get this project started. Alrighty, like I said, we got this 11 by 15 tarp we are going to throw down on the concrete so it doesn't end up black. And I'm not sure the length of his trailer, so this may not even get the full, I guess, length of the trailer, but it will get most of it. If I have to, I can leave the tongue kind of hang out over the rocks a little bit and it'll work. Cool thing is like these tarps, I guess, if you guys got a Harbor Freight next to you, you can go and buy them for, I think this was like 12 bucks or something for this one. Obviously they have much larger ones. I think they go all the way up to, I think, maybe 30 feet by 20 feet wide or something. So I mean, you can get a pretty decent sized tarp for probably less than, oh, the big ones are probably 50 bucks. And like I said, this one's, I think it was like 12, 15, somewhere in there. You get a little 7 by 9, they're like $4 or $5, which I guess I could have done that. I could have bought 2 of them and just laid them down, but oh well, this will work. Like I said, if I have to, I will let the trailer tongue overhang just a little over here. The main reason for the tarp, like I said, is so the floor doesn't end up black. I mean, it's dirty already, but this should help. So now I'm going to go hook up the trailer with the 98, get it backed in here. If I have to, I'll lay another small tarp down, and we'll get paint mixed up and get this thing shot. All right, guys, so I'm going to use this new kind of like chest mount that I got going on to try and give you guys like a POV type of view here. So we're going to slide the jack up underneath here. Sorry if it's shaky. I'm going to try and hold it here a little bit while we get everything adjusted. We're going to put that right in there. And what I'm thinking is obviously I will take this wheel off, and I'm going to try and put a jack stand underneath each kind of hub, so I'm not in the way. And then I'm having, if I stick it like underneath of the frame somewhere, like say there's a jack stand here and then one up there, that's obviously going to be a spot I'm going to have to come up or come back and touch up. But we're going to go ahead and get these broke free, go to the other side, do the same thing, slide jack stands. I have enough jack stands. We should be able to get 4 underneath each. And then the front, we just have, like I said, the actual jack itself holding it and the tongue overhanging. I'm going to come back with a wire brush and hit all this and get it all broke free here real quick. Take the air compressor, blow it all all off. And then there's, I thought there was a decal on one of these sides. Yeah, the 14 ET on that side. I'm going to take off with the wire brush. And I don't know if there's one on this side or not. Nope, nothing on this side. So we should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and get these tires broke free, or grab the socket here real quick. And then we'll get these jacked up, go around to the other side over there and do the same thing. All right, so I'm going to do my best so you guys can see. This is a 13/16 socket. I mean, they're all not super tight, so I spoke too soon. That one had a little umph behind it. But we'll get all these broke free. And then I have the old handy dandy Bauer Harbor Freight gun. We're going to bust these things free. There's a lot of guys that dog on Harbor Freight too. And that's the thing, like, I'm not a full-time mechanic. Now, if I, excuse me, worked on like automotive, changing engines, tires, oil, all that stuff on the daily, yeah, I might go and buy the Snap-on or Milwaukee or something a little bit nicer. But for me, having Harbor Freight right here in town, and as cheap as their tools are, like, you can buy the Hercules brand of this, and they're a little bit nicer. They're like the top of the line there. But the Bauer brand, I got that. I mean, I have two of these bigger impacts. I got the little impact, got a couple drills, the blower. I mean, I got them all. And I definitely think the battery helps. So this is the 3 amp. If you go to the 8 amp, it is definitely a game changer for sure. On like power wise, just because, I mean, you got that more power and stuff, but or more amperage to get it going and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna go and spend, oh, I just hit the camera off the fender well. It's new to me, so I'm not gonna go and spend the $200 to $300 on a tool that I'm only gonna use, say, once or twice during the week, and more on the weekend itself. So that's why I like Harbor Freight. And the cool thing is, like, the Pittsburgh brand of like breaker bars, ratchets, and all that, if you break them, you literally just take it back into the store and say, hey, I broke this. They'll give you a new one and you walk out. Granted, I know Snap-on, Matco, all those have the trucks. But again, if you break a tool or a ratchet or something and you need it that same day, well, I guess you're going to be trying to get a hold of the Matco guy or Snap-on guy and see where they're going to be at. Or like I said, Harbor Freight, you break it, cool, you run 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes into wherever your Harbor Freight is, swap out the tool, and you can still get the job done the same day. So I don't know, that's just my take on the Harbor Freight stuff. They've definitely come a long way, that's for sure, and I will not complain. So let's go ahead and get this thing up in the air. I apologize if camera's a little shaky here, guys. All right, swap over to the gun, and we will break these guys free. There's that tire. Jump back over to this side. Do the same thing. Voila. We'll pull these off, slide jack stands underneath, move to the other side. brush and go, or wire wheel on the grinder and go all the way down through the inside here. Then we're going to hit the wheel wells, get all that flakiness off. Everything else looks like it should be good to go. I'm going to take the stickers off the sides there, and then probably just go over kind of like the tongue and everything real quick, just to make sure we are 100% scale free. This whole back cross member was added by Thomas. He welded all that in. I don't know if the other one was damaged or bent or what. So he cut it out, welded this new one in. No lights we have to worry about taping off, so we're good to go there. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get the camera set up on time lapse, get this thing busted out, get it ready for paint. Went ahead and got everything ground down, wheel wells down both sides of the frame, inside, all the cross members, tongue, all of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of wipe everything down with a little bit of glass cleaner just to get everything somewhat clean. Obviously, it's not gonna be 100% like a vehicle or a car. There is a lot of angles and stuff on this. But my goal is I'm just gonna start at the front, underneath, and work my way back. And then we'll shoot like kind of the easy to reach areas, the side of the frame, the inside of the frame rails. Main goal is though, obviously underneath and all those tight spots. So we're gonna go ahead and get some paint mixed up, and then we'll start shooting it. Well, there we go. The trailer is all black. I'm gonna have to come back and definitely touch up some spots. It was kind of difficult laying underneath of it and blowing with the paint gun, like the axles and stuff, because they're so close to those cross members. You can see some bare spots. That part I kind of forgot about and kept moving underneath, and then I realized, oh crap, I missed it. But I got the same paint I was using. I have the rattle can version of it, so like those little areas I'll come back and touch up. But for the most part, everything on the outer edge all the way around has 2 coats on it. I hit like the brake drums and everything inside the fenders, shot the fenders themselves. So we should be good to go. Like I said, I'll come back and touch those up with rattle can probably tomorrow. I'm gonna let this sit and dry. And then like I said, if there's any other spots, I'll touch up. Definitely a hard process, like I said, laying on your back. I mean, you only have probably 1.5 to 2 feet of clearance underneath there, and using the paint gun, trying to get your fan pattern spaced right and stuff, it was kind of difficult. And what made it even more difficult is you have your cross members, like their C channels. The C is facing this, I'll call it the rear of the trailer. And then once you get about halfway, they flip the opposite. The C faces the front of the trailer, and then you get back to the last 2 or 3 and they face the opposite direction. So you're constantly flipping the different directions, trying to spray it all. So is it 100%? No, probably not. But it's better than having an all rusty trailer. So like I said, we're gonna let this sit overnight. I'll come back in the morning, touch up those little areas, crawl underneath, make sure I got it all, and then we'll throw the wheels back on it and pull it out. Alrighty guys, so we have the trailer fully painted, wheels back on it. Sorry I didn't get much footage of it, but the way I had the trailer angled inside of the shop and where the camera was, you could hardly see anything. Because of all the daylight blowing in there. But like I said, everything is done. It was a little bit difficult trying to get everything shot. I know there's a couple of cross members. You can still see a little bit of brown. I'm going to send him with a can of the spray paint, so if he does see any areas, he can touch it up. But all in all, I told him he should be good to go. He said it's a trailer. It's going to get used and abused, and he said that's what they're for. So anyway, I mean, it turned out really nice. Try to touch up the chains there for him a little bit. That was a little difficult, all the different angles and stuff. But like I said, all in all, turned out really nice. Fender wells, all nice and gloss black. Up under the wheel wells and everything are nice and gloss black now. He'll probably, excuse me, come back, add his trailer lights, all the wiring and stuff. Got his plate holder there on the side. So he should be good to go. But that's going to do it for us on this video, guys. Remember, learning as I do, doing I love. I'm the GM man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.